Hey learners, hope you all are doing well. In the past session, we discussed about how to pass different parameters to functions. We discussed about positional parameters, keyword parameter, default arguments, and variable number of arguments. Now, in today's session and in some subsequent sessions, we are going to discuss some data structures which Python has provided. Now, already you know that Python is a pure object oriented language. Everything in Python is an object. So, these data structures are also used as an object, means they will have their appropriate class and we are going to use it as an object. So without wasting time, let's start with these data structures. First, in that we are going to discuss is list. Now, definition of list, you can say it is a group of objects represented as a single object. Means you can say list is an object in which you can group many objects. Now, all the elements can be of any data type. There is no such restriction. They are supposed to be of same data type. Second, they are not ordered, meaning any sorting order is not maintained. But you can access those elements by specifying index. They are mutable. Mutable meaning you can modify any element, you can remove any element, you can add any element in it. So some basic points, as I said, list is mutable, means you can modify elements within the list. Then it is not sorted, means sorted order is not maintained. Elements can be repeated, means you can have repeated elements in a list. Then we'll see how to create a list. List is created just by enlisting the elements in a pair of square bracket and separate the element by comma. That's all. That simple it is to create a list in Python. Remember, all the elements need not be homogeneous, means the elements in the list can be heterogeneous. We'll see how to create a list, how to access elements from the list, how to add an element in a list, how to remove an element from the list, and how to check its class. One by one, we'll discuss all this. First, I'll show you how to create a list. I said to create a list, you just have to enlist all the elements by separating them by comma and enclose them in a pair of square brackets. For example, I've written 10, 4.5, true, wrong. Suppose in between one more element, that is C. You can see some elements are integer, float, boolean, string. And the moment I say enter, the list is created. You can see its type. I'll write print type list. Can you see it is displaying its class list? Next, we will see how to access individual elements of the list. You can access just by specifying index. Suppose if I write list of 2, remember the index start with 0. With 0, 1, 2. Now 2th place is true. You can also specify index in negative way. But when you specify negative, the counting takes place from the right direction. But the last element is treated as -1, -2, -3, this way. So if I write list -1, it will give you the last element. You can also extract range of values by writing first element, first index, followed by second index. Second index is exclusive. So it will return element at the index 2 and 3. 4 won't be inclusive. Here also you can mention negative index. Suppose for example I write -4 colon -2. It will start from -1, -2, -3, -4. That is 4.5. And -2 is still wrong. So it will display element between these two, that is 4.5 and true. I guess you got it. You can also modify an element at particular index. Suppose if I write list of 0, 20 and then try to print the list, you'll see the value at index 0 is modified. Now, if you want to traverse the list one by one, you can also use a for loop this way, which we have seen in the past session. For x in list. Now, what will happen? It will return one element from the list and that will get copied in x. This will go on till there are no more elements. Now, print and see that x. Can you see this? Yes. Then if you want to add some more element in the list, you can use its method append. And if I write now 100, that element will be added at the end of list. Can you see 100 is added at the end? Similarly, if you want to remove any element, for example, Ram, to use method remove. Now print and see the list. Is that RAM element removed? Yes. Now they have provided some functions also. This two, that is append and remove, they were methods of class list. But they have given some methods, functions like len, which will return the length of list, len list. This will return the number of elements in the list. I guess you understood the concept of list. So to rewind, list is an object in which you can group many objects. All those objects need not be of same type. You can access the element by giving index. It doesn't maintain any sorted order. Repetition of elements allowed. And there are some methods provided for list class like append, remove. If you want to make it empty, you can call clear method. Now if you try printing it, it will display empty list. And how to create a list? Very simple syntax. Create a list object equal to and enlist all the elements in a pair of square brackets separated by comma. Okay, guys, I hope you have understood the concept of list. Let's continue our discussion with the next data structure, that is tuple. Now, what is a tuple? Tuple is an object which groups many objects and represent it as a single object, which is very much similar to list. List is also having the similar definition. Only the difference is list is mutable whereas tuple is immutable. Now you may ask, like, what's the difference between immutable and mutable? In case of mutable object, you can make changes within that object. And if it is immutable, we cannot modify that object. That is the main difference. Therefore, all the operations like append, then we had seen remove, or assigning a new value at a particular index is not supported in case of tuple. Now let's see how to create a tuple. Very much similar to list, only we have to enlist all the items in a pair of round bracket separated by comma. I'm creating one tuple, that is T and round bracket, and the similar definition is applicable for tuple also. Here also you can have elements of any data type, 10, then 40. In between I'm adding one string, then a boolean value, then a float value. That's all. Now if you want to print this tuple, you can print it. You want to see its type, you can check class tuple. This indicates that tuple is also a object. Now if you want to access any element of the tuple by index, is possible. Now if you write print t of 0, it is displaying value at 0th index. But if you try to assign some new value to 0th index, it will give an error. This indicates that tuple is not mutable. Assignment operation not supported. Similarly, if you try to do append, it will give an error, meaning append is not supported. You are trying to remove any element like 4.5, still it gives an error. So remove is also not supported. I guess it is clear to you the difference between a tuple and list. Then if you want to access the elements one by one, similar for loop you can use, which we did it in a list. See, for x in t, after every iteration, one element from the tuple will get copied in x. If you want, you can print as. I guess it is clear to you. Here also, as like in list, if you want to check whether any element is present in tuple, you can use in operator. Is it clear to you? Okay. I hope list and tuple difference is clear to you. Let's continue with the next data structure, that is set. Now set is also a object which groups many objects into a single object. Only the difference is list maintains the insertion order, means the order in which you add the element, they will be stored in that order only, means the index of the elements in list is preserved, but the insertion order in case of list is in case of set is unpredicted, means we don't know in which order they are going to get inserted. And the next important point about set is you cannot add repeated elements in it, meaning all the elements in the set are distinct, which follows the standard mathematics definition of a set. According to mathematics, set is a collection of distinct element. It won't give an error, but the repeated elements are ignored by the Python interpreter. But similarity between list and set is both are mutable. Now, though they are mutable, we cannot perform changes at a particular index because we don't know who is at which particular index, because they are getting added in an unpredicted order. Now let's see how to create a set. Set is created by just enlisting the elements in a pair of brace bracket and separate them by comma. Let's see an example how to create a set. See, S is equal to and in brace bracket I'll enlist elements. Can you see we have created a set? If you want, you can print and see. But when we are displaying the set, can you see this? The order of display is unpredicted. Similarly, if suppose I try to print its type, it will display its type as class set. If you want to traverse element from this set, you can do it same like list and tuple for x in S, and then I'm printing x. Can you see this? Yes. Now, if you try to assign any value to a particular index, it will give a error, meaning you cannot do assignment or modification at a particular index, though you can add elements in the set. Example, if I write s dot add 40. Now add is a method of set. Now we think that 40 will be added at the end. But remember, it is unpredicted. See, print and see this set. 40 is added at any unpredicted position. If you want to remove, you can remove it by remove method. If I try to remove 10, it will remove it. Print and see it. It displays the list with 10 removed. I guess it is clear to you the difference between a list, a tuple, and a set. Only the difference is list and tuple maintain their order, set doesn't maintain order. Set and list both are mutable, but tuple is immutable. That's all for today, guys. In the next session, we'll discuss one more data structure, that is dictionary. As always, keep learning, keep evolving, and don't forget to click on bell icon. Please subscribe, like, and share our channel with your friends. Thank you. God bless you.